Hello everyone and welcome to Your View. It's another interesting week. I am Jumoke Alaude James. As always, I have my lovely ladies here with me. Good morning everyone. How are you today?
Hello, Jumoke.
I like the aroma in the studio this morning. It's on another level.
Yes,
Wake Up Nigeria just launched this morning. I was very excited. Fantastic breakfast show, entertaining. How are you, Nima? How was your weekend?
It was the elections on Saturday, but the race just did not let us go and vote.
Are you sure that's the reason you didn't go and vote?
That's the reason. Because I couldn't have gotten drenched in the rain, not knowing any candidate. I'm still trying to vote.
Why did you research? Let me
So
not face
I did. I tried, and we slept all through, but yesterday we had to go out for our award day in school. And it was wonderful. Madam.
Yeah, looking very nice this morning.
But
Nima, I like the red and black
Thank you for dressing me. She's always dressing me. Call her Yolo, thank you very much. And I wanted to talk about the flood in the mainlands. Terrible floods. People couldn't go out to vote because they were locked in Oyigbo. I got personal reports, Ebute Meta,
everywhere. Picture of Surulere.
Yes, terrible. And Idioro in Mushin. Terrible flood. But you know why? It was worse on the mainland than it was on the island.
Because
everybody was putting their waste in the drainages.
Yes.
So it came back to them.
Yeah.
Terrible flood.
The Bible says that the evil that men do lives after them.
No longer.
That's what happened on the mainland.
No,
so how are you?
With them.
No.
I'm very good. Had a very busy weekend. I made myself an election monitoring. I appointed myself as an election monitoring agent. So I went around about 4 polling units within my area, and I found out that the maximum people at each of the polling booths were less than 20, as in it was bad. We only had old people that came out to vote, and I felt really, really bad. As compared to the number of people that were registered in the voting, it was less than 10% people that came out.
In all of Ikeja, it was 6,000.
In all of it was 2,000. So I felt really bad, but I tried my best, because I'm not one to just say, let's just do it here. I did my best to inform people before, but they told me that when they Googled the name of the people they saw on the poster, there was nothing on them on the internet.
Exactly.
They couldn't even trace who they were or decide on who to vote for. I think we need to do more in our campaign. Don't just walk on the street with brooms.
Well, how was your weekend?
Fantastic, my darling sister. I also appointed myself agent of the monitoring, what's it called?
Election
monitoring. So I went around different polling booths, and honestly speaking, there was a particular polling booth, only 21 people came out. And these were the same polling booths that when it was governorship and presidency,
it was crowded.
It was jam-packed with people. There was a fiasco, there was small chops. My brother-in-law was making a joke that last year, when they were voting in 2015, there was some,
So do we think that the apathy is because people have lost confidence in politics, in governance?
That's because we do not also take local government elections seriously. We think those people are not important.
No. I take local government elections seriously, but I did not think that it was my duty to go around chasing to know the candidates. I thought it was their duty for them to be in my face for me to know them.
Quick one. I asked my neighbors. I went to knock on their doors to come out and vote, and they told me that 3 of them just moved in this year, so they were not registered in any polling booth around us, and they had to now relocate to where they're coming from.
That's a major factor.
INEC needs to upgrade. LASEC needs to upgrade. You can't be forcing people to go to the polling booth they were 4 years ago.
Another one is that it's important that the local government let us feel them. We cannot continue to live within a local government. Things are deteriorating.
They have been elected now. I think that we need to hold them accountable. Regardless of who they are. We must go to the ward meetings and hold our chairmen accountable for good governance. Okay, we have to run off. When we come back after this short break, we'll go through the front pages of the newspapers. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. It is time for front page review, and this morning, as usual, we start with the Punch. Major headline: alleged 13.6 billion naira diversion. Court freezes ex-chief of army staff Minima's accounts. Minima firm under probe for criminal conspiracy, money laundering, others, says the EFCC. 243 billion naira refund Labour directs chapters to monitor state governments. 11 burned to death in Ife, Ibadan expressway crash. Debt servicing gulped 7.88 trillion naira in 5 years, says DMO. APC governors, Oyegun, met Buhari in London, says the presidency. Why CBN can't cut interest rate now? Emefiele. Adebayo Faleti died after morning prayers, says Son. And there's a picture. Some governors and officials of the All Progressive Congress during their visit to President Muhammadu Buhari middle in London on Sunday.
Jumoke, Adebayo Faleti, the man will be rolling because that is what he stood for. Yoruba culture, the tradition, no matter how educated you are, you must be able to appreciate where you're from. Translating Yoruba over and over again into, even translating the national anthem into Yoruba. So to improve our conceptualizing, appreciating who we are as a people. I am happy that I was privileged to have watched him over and over again. And I'm happy that he lived a fulfilled life. He lived an impactful life.
Yes,
so,
he did.
86
is the ripe old age.
Yes.
87. Okay. Son said 86. But I remember Adebayo Faleti from watching too many Yoruba movies.
Yes.
I'm mastering my Yoruba language from watching him. I saw him in Shawori there. And I love the way he does the Ewi. When he takes spoken words in Yoruba and he does it, you know, this interlude where the narrator comes in and he's doing it, I just sit glued to the television and I'm going to miss him.
We have lost an icon. I hope that the legacy that he left behind, that we do not lose it, because we're raising our children now to speak, you know, foreign languages.
English.
You know.
I wanted to quickly talk about the 11 people that were burnt to death in Ife Ibadan expressway. You know, these things we hear it over and over again. There was a roundabout. This truck carrying what's it called, diesel, was heading towards the roundabout, and the bus, the 18-seater bus, collided, and you know, first of all, at first impact 8 people died on the spot. Then all of a sudden the bus exploded and caught fire. Then we started hearing screams and, you know, people. I mean, it's really sad.
According to the Sun, there were 14 people.
Including
Punch,
2 children.
Punch mentioned 11. So I just hope that we're able to curtail road accidents, because if they put proper signs, you know, when you're heading towards like a sharp bend or you know, something like that, just to help people, you know, be sane on the roads.
May their souls rest in perfect peace. Moving on to the next paper, The Nation. Major headline: there's Zani's $1.7 billion deals. EFCC sends more proof to UK. US EFCC to harmonize investigations. 249.6 billion naira hidden funds. Federal government urges banks to deny in courts. Interesting article. Buhari laughs at lies on his health. Osinbajo raises hope for abducted Lagos pupils. And picture, Adebayo Faleti dies at 86. You see, some say 86, some say 87.
So she wasn't wrong.
So there's an story. Let's take the headline. You know, this money that was said to have been diverted through her, 2 of her, you know, close allies is still being investigated. The UK have done a good job, but the EFCC in Nigeria are sending 2 of their agents to go and corroborate and help the UK finish the investigation on this particular amount of money that we're looking for. We hope.
Nima, tell us, who is really supposed to prosecute the Zani? Nigeria, UK, or US? Because or Interpol?
Because we are the victim. It's supposed to be Nigeria. Okay. But if the UK find any debt on her, for instance, if it's money laundering case and the money amount of money is being laundered abroad, they have jurisdiction to prosecute her. Okay. But would love if they could, you know, just repatriate
return the money.
Since we are the home country,
repatriate some of the money.
Not some,
all. Sadly, I didn't read the story of Shibajo's the kidnapping, but we mustn't just.
So he was at his 60th birthday party in Lagos over the weekend, and he was saying that he's very hopeful that the Ekpe kidnapped pupils will be returned to their parents very soon. more or less
Same
just
thing we've been
reiterating what
hearing.
the Lagos State government has been saying.
I
We're
don't-
just hoping that they know something that we do not know. I was listening to radio analysts this morning and they were saying that we expect him to say more than that. No, I don't expect him to tell us all the details, but I expect that they're talking to the parents of these boys to the extent that the parents know and they're calm that, oh, government is on top of this.
Well, number two, please. I feel that this is going to be blamed on both the governor and the acting president. I strongly hope that they can do something, because you see that when it's high-profile cases, they solve them
They
longer.
do it quickly.
You know.
Let's just hope and keep on waiting. And we hope that the boys are. We know that
Safe.
they're safe. We just hope they're healthy. Moving on to our next paper quickly. Vanguard, major headline: Buhari meets APC chiefs in London. Says, "I am laughing."
Please.
Dismisses negative talks about his health. States FCT owe 4.061 trillion naira, says DMO. Reps reopen inquest into $43 billion Ikoyi cash. Broadcaster and actor Adebayo Faleti dies at 86. Lagos local government polls. Apprehension as LASIK withholds results. Army redeploys 52 generals, 597 other officers. PDP to Lai Mohammed. You, Buhari, authors of hate speech. And finally, costs had most impact on businesses, says Guinness CEO.
So I know you want to take the President Buhari story in the Sun,
Yes.
but I just want to say that if we could see pictures of him eating, might as well just do a video of him laughing. That would have just made it beautiful. I want to talk on Boko Haram. Congratulations to the army for winning the battle against Boko Haram. Good news, they were able to capture 5 Boko Haram members in a gun battle. The part that stood out for me was that they had 3 men and 2 women. There was a gun battle. They were involved in this. It's not just...
Boko Haram, they're trained actually.
Abiu.
We see their training, how they even train children, you know, so...
I'm excited about the reopening of the
inquest,
The inquest.
into our Ikoyi gate.
Yes, so I'm very excited, and hopefully we see
a conclusive
God
ending.
bless
yes,
you.
that's what
That's
I'm
all
saying.
we need.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next paper, Daily Sun. Major headline: Buhari hosts APC governors in London.
Again.
President not bothered by garbage of lies, says Okorocha. Police, Boko Haram in hot gun battle. Tokwe just spoke about that. Ambode hails APC for sweeping Lagos local government elections. Flood sacks homes. Churches in Rivers will tackle menace, pledges Wike. 14 die on Ife-Ibadan auto crash. And once again, major picture of President Buhari and some APC governors.
Okay, President Buhari invited party members and governors of the APC to London. And finally, because a lot of people have been asking for pictures, we finally have a picture
A video
of them having lunch.
A video of laughter.
End of story.
But
I like the magnanimity in which he said, I laugh. Because a lot of hate speeches have been, reeled out because of his health. A lot of people expecting him to die. Some people saying, I can release pictures of how terrible he's become a vegetable.
Yeah.
For someone to have a large heart to say, these are not, these are not my concerns.
It's a little disappointing that you feel a very, what's the word? You're proud that your president is in UK, presiding over the country in another man's country, and you're very proud to say the magnanimity. Aren't you ashamed?
Anybody can be sick at any time.
So what happened to Nigerian
and because
hospitals?
he is not dead and he's not a vegetable, as said, this is just a little setback. He's back on his feet, like the wife said.
Okay, we have to run off, actually.
I just wanted to make a statement that, I'm very happy and excited that he's alive and well. The only challenge I have is, with this situation that has come out, if him as a president can now look at it and say, okay, critically we want to improve the healthcare sector in Nigeria, that would be a killer for me.
Okay, so we have a few seconds to run off. Our final paper for this morning is This Day. Major headline: making his way back home, Buhari meets with APC governors, party leaders. Emefiele signals interest rate retention as MPC meets today. Lagos gives property owners in Ikoyi, Lekki, others quick notice over blocked drains.
That was a juicy one.
Yes, I wanted to take that story, but we have to run off. That's the much that we can take this morning on Newspaper Review. When we come back, we have a guest appearance from Westfield College. Later on, let's talk. We discuss whistleblower protection bill in Nigeria. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Joining us on the show is the Senior Recruitment Manager, International University Alliance, Brent Morris, and Michael Dosumu from Westerfield College. They will tell us more on what American Transfer Foundation Fair and Westerfield College is about. Good morning, gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on the show. So we usually push for better educational funding in Nigeria. Within the country. So tell us what it is that you're encouraging Westerfield College and the American Transfer Foundation Fair, to do.
As passionate as I am as a Nigerian, for education in Nigeria to be better funded, to train better qualified graduates from Nigerian universities to impact Nigeria, I'm also very much aware that Nigeria is not an isolated nation. We live as part of a community of nations, in Africa and the rest of the world. And if we're going to be better, we need to improve our education system. But it is also very, very crucial that we encourage our kids to study out of Nigeria. Because how do you benchmark yourselves? There are two ways to benchmark yourself. You can look at the best in the world, benchmark yourselves against them. You can look at you can look at the countries that are behind you and benchmark yourselves against them. That is where the gap of self-deception comes in. If you benchmark yourselves against anyone who is worse off than you, you're always going to see yourself as better than them. And in reality, you're actually not progressing, you're retrogressing. So if Nigeria is going to be better, we need to improve locally. We also need to take a national effort to ensure that our kids get the best education outside of Nigeria, because the kids will not even see, travel is actually part of education. If you don't go outside of Nigeria, how do you know what it means to have? A Nigerian kid probably doesn't know that it's not normal for you to have power seized. And that's because a child born in Nigeria who's 10 years old or 20 years old, that's all is known all his life. So we're doing the right thing.
Brent, as recruitment manager, what exactly are you looking for in Nigerian students? Is it just affordability?
No, absolutely not. I mean, just to comment on the previous topic in terms of improving Nigerian education, we're doing exactly that, because we're not saying just come study in America. We're saying do a year in Nigeria first. And our universities are partnering with the local institution to change the way that they educate their students, to show so that there's a collaboration between the two of them, so that there's a similarity between the education systems. And we're literally studying a year and then transferring over and obtaining credits in the US universities, so shortening your time there. But it's a true collaboration. So it's us learning about Nigerian institutions. So it's not just one way. It's not us just pulling out. So, we're trying to learn about how things are done here. And the only way we can do that is by partnering with local institutions. And that's what we're doing in this case. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to facilitate that partnership. I'm here to work with students who want to study overseas, to help them with their choices of education, what they want to do, understand the education system in the USA. So there's lots of different ways that I can help students while I'm here.
Well, you, help me understand the students that you cover, because when you talk now, it seems like you're talking about undergraduates already. But Westerfield is supposed to be like an A-level after the WAEC.
Westerfield is a post-secondary school. So we only attend to kids that have just finished secondary school and not
So what do you do with
postgraduate
them
students.
before
So the students, just as Brent said, students study with us for a year.
Okay.
After which they transition to whatever university they want to go to in the US. With the University Alliance, we have a group of 14 universities, some of the best universities in the US actually, that you can go into. Our remit is just the undergrad, not postgrad.
Okay.
Yes.
I am a big fan of, okay, if a child is doing excellently well, they should have the opportunity to have a scholarship, right? And I know most of these school fairs, most times, some of them, they try to provide, you know, aids in terms of helping students that are indigent, you know, get scholarship and all that. Is Westerfield also looking into that for children, like parents cannot afford, you know, some of these universities abroad? Are they also looking towards projecting bright children for maybe full scholarship or something?
No. I've got good news. I'll start with this and I'll let Brent, you know, finish up. Every child who is on the program, the kids, let me start with by saying, on the American Foundation program, we have a bespoke course at Westerfield that the kids will study for a year. It's called the ATP, the American Transfer Pathway. Every child who's completed the program, right, is qualified automatically for a scholarship.
Fantastic.
It is not full scholarship to manage expectations. It's not going to be full. Now, it's going to be merit-based. Whatever grade you achieve will determine what you get. But every child who's completed the program is automatically considered for a scholarship.
Okay.
So what you get will be dependent on what you achieve. But like I said, I'll let Brent also, you know, pick up on that.
Yeah, I mean, from our side, we've put aside money specifically for this program to offer scholarships so that we can assist our students to come overseas. As Michael says, there are not full scholarships, unfortunately. We do have, at this stage, as much as 50%.
Fantastic.
So we're trying our best, and you know, if I have it my way, I'll get it even further up. So every year, we, as an alliance, we sit together and we try to work out what sort of scholarship we can give to the students. And,
fantastic.
for this program itself, like I said, we've got a small pot of money, and it's generally as much as 50% for most of the programs. So we definitely try and help our students.
50% is good savings.
It's relative, really, because we're talking about top 100 universities here.
Okay.
But
So-
you know, outside the United States, do you also project? Because some parents now want to go to Canada, for instance. Is Westerfield looking into, you know, outside the United States, like Canada?
Okay, well, Westerfield offers 3 destination-specific foundation programs, and then there is 1 career-specific one. So the US is one of this is actually the second in a public enlightenment series that Westerfield put together over the summer. We've had the first one last month in June. We had our partners from Canada, and of course we have a Canadian Foundation program.
Okay,
you know, looking at
fantastic.
students who are preparing students who want to go into Canada, and then of course those students will study in Nigeria for a year and get a whole year off when they go to Canada. We also have another destination-specific foundation program for the UK. So students can also progress from Westerfield into the UK.
So which is a
and then the career one is medicine.
Oh, okay.
So again, now this is not happening now. This is going to be sometime in August, so we will be back. But we're going to be launching a new program which will give students advanced entry into the 3rd year of a medical school.
So I just finished secondary school now. How do I locate Westerfield?
Westerfield is in Lagos. Westerfield is at number 7 Hughes Avenue in Lagos. Okay. We are quite old. Everyone knows us. So I'm surprised that you don't know where we are.
I would like to ask, you know, Nigerian students are a lot of times confused about what they want to do when it comes to, you know, university education.
Yeah.
How do you help guide when at the fair is there going to be like a guidance and counseling?
Career
counseling.
Yeah, the fair has been put together across Nigeria. We're going to be in Lagos, we're going to be in Abuja, in Port Harcourt, in Benin, in Uyo, and in Calabar. And the essence of the fair is to basically counsel students. I was myself a young 16-year-old who finished from university, and I was confused. I wanted to be everything in the world. Thank God for counseling. So, you know, learning from my experience and learn from the experiences that, you know, we had, and of course a lot of our staff as well. Counseling is critical to what we do. So before any child is placed on a program, we of course allow them go through a series of counseling, and then it's typical for them to, for 16-year-olds, want to be everything in the world.
Okay, Michael,
so
we're
nothing
going to
wrong
round
with
off in a few minutes. So tell us where this fair will happen.
In Lagos.
It's this Friday, right, in Lagos?
Yes.
Okay.
Friday in Lagos at Westerfield College. Westerfield is at number 7 Hughes Avenue in Yaba. And the time is from 12 noon to 5 p.m. But of course, we take off tomorrow in Abuja. Okay. So Abuja is at number 43 Knockchurch Street in Wuse 1. Time is from 12 to 6 p.m. And
That's
on Thursday,
tomorrow.
that's tomorrow.
Thursday is Port Harcourt.
Thursday is Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt's address is number 60 Evo Road in GRA. That's our office. We've got offices all over, so we're going to be using our offices all over the country.
So are you on social media?
Yes,
so?
we are.
Okay.
It's westerfieldcollege.com. That's the website. Obviously, you can send us an email, info@westerfieldcollege.com. And of course, we're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
We're going to have your numbers on the television screen, so people who want to reach out to you can reach out to you. So the numbers are there now. Michael, I'm very proud of you. We're in Unilag together, and you have done so very well for yourself.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
and Brent, we wish you the very best in
Thank
your
you.
fair, going forward from tomorrow. Thank you so very much for coming on Your View this morning. We wish you the very best in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so when we come back from this short break, we will discuss the whistleblower protection bill in Nigeria. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. The Senate has passed a bill to protect whistleblowers and witnesses directly involved in the prosecution of certain criminal cases. The bill, titled Witness Protection Program, established SB 157, was passed on Thursday following a report submitted by the Committee on Human Rights, Legal Matters and Judiciary, chaired by David Umaru. The Senate had resolved that it be merged with a similar proposal to protect persons making disclosures for certain public interest and other forms of reprisals. What are the procedures for blowing whistle and staying safe in Nigeria today? Joining us is the lawyer, Ola Daniels. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, you can join the conversation by calling 07080668014, or please tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag Your View TVC so we can read your tweets. So, Mr. Ola Daniels, some people say that this act is from the Whistleblower Act of 2008. Some say it is from former senator from Osun State, Adeleke. But senator representing Ekiti, Abiodun Olujimi, has pushed this and it was passed. What are the possible outcomes of this bill being passed?
Yeah, thank you. Let's start by saying when the federal government started this particular administration, when it started on a policy. They call it their own policy. And don't forget, yes, it is a policy, but how do you guarantee that the so-called government will fulfill its promises? When you come out to blow the whistle to tell them about something, how come that you have, how do they assure us that you'll be protected? Yeah. One. Two, how will the federal government also assure us that the money will be paid? Because don't forget, the money is not even in the hand of the federal government until when the matter is settled
in court.
That is when federal government can lay hands on the money to say, okay, I want to pay you. Then how are we sure that they will keep to these promises? When they look at the money and it's huge, and federal government feels, no, we can't part with this money. So now, with all these things and people going after you to protect you, and well, the Nigerian had to scream and they had to shout, okay, fine, you want us to do this? Yes, we are good with you. We want to do this. But how can you assure us of our life and our properties and our family? That was what actually led to the bill, to the to the whistleblower act whatsoever. Because some of us also we made noise about it, and we thank God today the House look into that and we have it today.
Okay, some of the characteristics of this act is that now we can protect the identity of a whistleblower.
Yeah.
You can come to court in masks.
Yes.
We can have pseudo-names, meaning that if Tokwe blows my whistle now,
Yes.
we can call her Shade or
Yes.
a name that is not associated with her.
Very well.
Do you think that these characteristics truly protect a whistleblower? Because, for instance, if I know that it was only Tokwe that was in the know of this deal, and somebody blows whistle, the first person I would suspect is Tokwe, regardless of that she's coming to court in a mask. So do you think that this act truly protects the whistleblower?
Well, even before the act, to an extent, the policy that was made, because even the so-called whistleblower, when that is done, like you said, yes, I know that Tokwe is the one that knows about this.
Yes.
Now, the most important thing, when Tokwe has come to you, because the question we asked then, when Tokwe comes to a forum, let's say EFCC, and he goes to say, okay, well, they said there's a platform, you come, you don't have to come, and you just, and Tokwe go ahead to meet EFCC, and Tokwe is talking to one person. The person is getting some details from Tokwe. So how are we sure that the person in EFCC is not talking to blow
whistle themselves?
Not even just blowing the whistle themselves.
But come and tell Jumoke.
Thank you, that Tokwe called. And so all these also were considered.
Okay.
And there were measures for them to make sure that they are actually protected. And now coming to the act, and with all that things being, all the listed characteristics of the act, I'm very, very certain, if we are sincere, if you're real with ourselves, I'm sure a whistleblower is well protected.
Okay, so I have two questions. One, we have the case where three times a whistleblower has lost his or her job in the process of blowing the whistle. That's one. Are we sure that they are fully covered in this law? Two, we've seen a whistleblower who probably thought that there was real money to be found, and they found out that there was nothing there. It was a bogus claim, and he's being prosecuted. So maybe I don't have clear proof, but I have a strong feeling that this person has issues. You're saying the person, will such a person be protected in this new law? Like if I'm not sure, the case of the person is.
If you're not sure, don't go and blow the whistle.
The thing I thought she was going to say was that, you know, when you blow the whistle, for instance, and somebody now blows the whistle on the whistleblower.
Yes.
Now you
they
go
now
and
clear
inform,
the evidence.
Thank you, and they go and inform. And you know there was clear evidence there before, and they go and
but
inform,
it was removed.
and it was removed, and they now start to prosecute the whistleblower.
Exactly. So what's the solution in that kind of situation?
Okay, thank you. The three questions asked are clear. One, when the policy came, that was when all this happened, and that prompted the law. Meaning, one, even if you blow a whistle, and in the end, it was found that what you said was not right. Yeah. You're not just going to be prosecuted like what happened during the policy.
Yes.
Investigation will be carried out. They will look into the matter because it's very, very possible that you saw it truly, but somehow there was a link to another whistle to say, that thing has been, go and clear it. So that's the reason why there's a provision, even in the Act, to make sure there's an investigation into the matter, a thorough one. So it is after they have carried out the investigation, they find out, okay, fine, it's not true. Then you'll be prosecuted.
Are you very confident with our investigators in Nigeria?
Let me cite an example in the case of Nnamdi Sambo that happened 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Someone had blown the whistle on him, and they found out that claim was bogus.
Yes.
And that person who blew the whistle was being prosecuted by our law agencies in Nigeria here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Where this bill
yeah,
so
thank you. That, like I said, that reason why we then made noise during the policy, when the policy came out, these were the reasons. The lapses, you know, the lacuna.
Yeah.
Those are the reasons we made noise that, no, these people are not safe. But because of the Act, because the Act had made provision for those, for that aspect, you can't be prosecuted, you cannot be sacked if you blew a whistle, or, because seriously, in Turkey, in US, in Australia, in South Africa, there are places that they do it. Even in US, their own was so comprehensive that even if you are a foreigner in US, you can ask for your reward. If you blow a whistle on bribery, because they have anti-bribery. Yes, if you blow a whistle, you can ask for a reward and you'll be given. Okay. So we have all that. So if you blow a whistle and one office wants to victimize you, it's not going to happen under the Act.
Okay, under the Act, what qualifies me as a whistleblower? Can I just say I'm a journalist, an investigative journalist, and I want to blow the whistle on someone, or I must work in their office, or I must be a bank official? What qualifies one as a whistleblower?
Thank you. Everyone is qualified as a whistleblower. It may be in the organization, public office, an individual in a private organization. Anyone, an individual, anyone can be qualified to be an whistleblower. So it covers everyone. The Act covers everyone.
Okay, there's a phone call. Chidi has called in. Our very first phone call this morning. Thank you for joining the conversation, Chidi.
Thank you, Jumoke, and Owa, and all the rest. I was listening to the gentleman on the screen, and what I want to say is that, you see, in Nigeria today, everybody is scared. The government is not even telling you the truth. And I'm sorry, with due respect, a lot of things is involved in this act. We make a law to say we are going to protect a whistleblower. How am I sure, truly, that I am protected? I want to suggest bringing people, and if it means putting people to oath, because I am scared. If I bear my mind, say the truth, I have seen in a police station where a complainant became an accused. You go to tell police, I saw this thing, they will say the truth. They know what you're saying, but they want to, they turn everything against you, and you begin to blame yourself. So the Act, for me, is good, but the assurance of protecting the whistleblower has not been established.
Okay.
I am telling you that a lot of Nigerians have something to reveal, to tell the public about where our fund has been stocked, has been banked. The document, those in the offices knows what their directors, their organs has done. Okay. The lawyer in the chamber, the secretary knows what the lawyer is doing, just like that. We all know, but the point is...
Okay.
Chidi is talking about
Thank you very much, Chidi. We have to go on a break, but when we come back, what do I need to do as a whistleblower to protect myself? All of us are afraid, like Chidi is. So do I have to wear a body cam or carry an investigative journalist to hide behind me, to help us, to record?
I was hoping you...
But we have to go on a break. Yes. When we come back, we will continue with this conversation. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. So Nima was going to help me couch that question properly.
Yes, because I felt the caller was talking about, public trust of, security agencies and those working within the agencies. And I wanted you to talk more about the bill so that people could build a bit of trust for, our agencies.
Well, maybe I should inform Nigerians about this. You see, because, I sympathize with the other caller. Yes, we see that it happens, truly, we can't deny that. But then, if we have not done something in the past, doesn't mean we can't start.
Okay.
If things have been horrible in the past, does not mean it cannot be better today.
Okay. May I interrupt you? We have another phone call. Chukudi is calling from Ojota. Thanks for joining the conversation, Chukudi.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, sir. Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, you see, the problem is that the people that made this law of whistleblowing are trying to protect themselves and their cohorts. Because when you've made a law that the man who blew the whistle will be sent to jail, will be fined 10 million, you are not protecting him. You are not doing any good to the people. Because what they are doing there, because they know that anybody that hears that will not want to blow the whistle again. So the reason for making that law that we're praising them for is to kill it, because nobody will dare to go and blow whistle again. That of Nama December, who knows whether the thing was there and the people went and removed it. And so it will not bounce back on the man who blew the whistle. So something must be done if they are really with.
But I want to ask a question.
Thank you,
because
Chukudi.
before we run off, and Adebayo's concern also on Twitter, he said whistleblowing in Nigeria is a lazy way to investigative journalism. It's difficult, it's difficult in this climate. Do you really think, honestly speaking, to curb corruption, we should have gone through this route of whistleblowing, or we should have decided to find, a more,
But we're getting results.
Because
yeah, but it's
we're getting results.
The question is,
So let him respond.
sorry, the question is, if we don't have whistleblower, most of these things are we going to know about them?
No.
The Ikoyi Gates.
No. Yes,
are we going to hear about Ikoyi Gates and several ones like that?
Okay.
See, listen, the way we are, we know ourselves. We are wonderful people in this country. Yes, we know ourselves, and the only way we can go about it, that's the reason why the federal government came out about the policy in the initial stage, to say, okay, I think we need everybody all hand on deck. We need everyone to do this work. We need everyone to come to the table and help us get these people out. Seriously, like she said, yes, let's look at the Oga Sambo's part. It's very possible somebody saw something, and the next thing, and I said that earlier on, that it's possible somebody, see something here, and tomorrow, and blue whistle, and the thing is removed. That is the reason why the Act made provision for adequate, a thorough investigation, so that you don't just condemn to say, oh yes, it was a force. And again, the reason why they are also doing that also is to make sure that everybody don't just come to say, I saw something and wasting our time.
So we have another phone call. Michael has called in from Ikorodu.
Oh,
we just lost that call.
Sorry, I wanted to say, the last caller also talked about malicious prosecution, and I was wondering, where do we draw the line in this bill? Where do we draw the line of malicious prosecution? That's when a person is blowing the whistle wrongly, knowing that the facts he was making open were lies, and what the police agencies are finding out, or the security agencies find out. Is it at the end of conviction, or at what point do we decide that this person now has to pay the fine?
No, even before, don't forget, even before conviction, like I said, when I say thorough investigation, you earlier said that someone earlier said that we don't have good investigative whatever in the country. Well, the truth is, I won't deny that.
Okay.
We are in court. We see things every day. People come to court with charges, 150-something count charges, and
you lose all of them.
Why? Because nothing has been done.
Yes.
The prosecution has done nothing. No investigation whatsoever. We see all that every day. But I want to give this administration an opportunity. I want to give them benefit of doubt that let us try this time. This American we're talking about, how many years, maybe over 200 and 400 or whatever, how many years are they? They just passed this in 1989.
Is that why it took us 9 years also to pass this into law?
Their own 1989. When was 1989 compared to
2008?
How many? So, see, it's just that when you look at things not working, every day you have to wake up, and I really appreciate the fact that somebody woke up and thought about this.
Okay.
So can we do two more tweets? Banky says, most cases on the whistleblowing have been rolled under the carpet, so why the bill? The same Banky says, Nigerian government don't always keep to their promises, so how are we sure of protecting a whistleblower?
Andrew Instream says, a nation where you don't punish looters, only in Nigeria, Omar Shehu. Adebayo Nightingale title says, in what areas in our system can a whistleblower raise alarm?
Okay, so Ola Daniels, as we round off, final word on how we, as governments, people and people in government, can make sure that this act works to curb corruption in Nigeria.
One, we need to support
the
government. Everybody needs to support the government. Governors, chairman, local government chairman, every Nigerian citizen needs to support this government. Let us give them a benefit of doubt. We have an act. We screamed. We said, do this. Now they listen. They have done it. Don't let us condemn it yet. Let us give it a trial. So when we see that it's not working, then we come back to the table and say, yeah, this is not working. But without giving a chance to see it work, then we can't condemn them.
Thank you so very much, Ola Daniels, for coming on the show today. You have encouraged. Yes, well, he has encouraged us, you know,
to have a little hope. Yeah.
Let's just hope a little, and if it doesn't work, then we can come back to the drawing table. Thank you very much for joining the show today. See you tomorrow. Bye.